everyone, Saturday the 24th of August. We're just about to slip our lines in Falmouth and we're off to Portsmouth. So we've got no wind at the moment, but it's a bit rainy and a bit gloomy, but it should start to pick up in an hour or two, hopefully. And yeah, the sun should come out, so yeah, fingers crossed. That's it, we've just come past the headland and we're on a direct course now, straight to Plymouth, so about 70 degrees I think, for about 36 miles. Still not only about 4 knots of wind, so nothing we can do with that, I'm afraid. Might put the main out in a minute though. Yeah, so hopefully the wind should pick up quite soon, but yeah, 36 miles, straight line. A bit wobbly, but yeah, that's where we are, that's where we've come from. That's where we're going to, Plymouth, and yep, a dead straight line across the bay. So yeah, if we get some wind within the hour, it'll be fairly plain sailing. We've had to wait 4.5 hours for the wind to get up enough to turn the engine off, but nearly 11 o'clock, really the engine's off. And the only trouble is, it looks very dark over there, and I think it might be heading our way. So the enjoyment might be a little bit short-lived. Phew. I spoke a little bit too soon there. We were going along beautifully, and then those dark clouds, it was a bit of a squall, and it just sort of hit us, and we went from like doing 10 knots to nearly 20 knots. So yeah, it was a bit hairy, but managed to put a roll in the main to half, so it's manageable. Just waiting for the next one now, so I'm ready now. Well, I shouldn't really complain because we're sailing and everybody else seems to be enjoying themselves. We do have a sort of 18, 19, 20 knots of wind and gusting. So I've got at the moment I've got half a main and 3/4 of the Genoa out. I think I might wind in a bit more of the Genoa in a minute. When it gusts, I think we're going up to about 7.5 knots. And I don't want to get there too early. They've told me not to get there too early because they're doing a changeover at the Queen Anne Battery Marina, so they told me not to get there before lunchtime, 1 o'clock. So I said I'll try and get in about 1:30, 2 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock. So I don't want to go too fast. But I'm not complaining. It's just a lot of wind. That's it, we're in, we're on. Luckily we had a little bit of help from a chap and a couple of the other boaters, husband and wife. A bit of a coincidence, he was born and bred on the Isle of Sheppey, born in Minster Hospital, same as me. That was amazing. Just show you where we are, it's a bit windy. So we're in the Queen Anne's Battery Marina, which is an MDL marina, and that's how close we are. Oh God. Next to these tiny boats, but there's still plenty of water, but it's absolutely blowing. Oh God, it's blowing a holy, and it was blowing a holy when I come in, and yeah, lucky. I got in fine, but I'm a bit concerned about getting out, especially as flow kicks to port, and that's what we have to port. So I'm going to need some help getting out on Monday, but anyway, we're in. Morning all, bank holiday Monday, I think it's the 25th of August or 26th of August, not too sure. Just about to leave Plymouth. It's a bit tight in my spot, so a young man called Steve is just going to come down and give me a hand with my lines. That's it, the lovely Steve has just shoved us off. She came off on her own in the end, so that was fine. So, goodbye Plymouth, off we go to Brixham. I'm probably holding quite a few people up, but yeah, I've just been allocated our berth and hopefully there'll be somebody to help us. That's it, we made it in to Brixham Marina. Very nice it is too. Brilliant sail, absolutely superb sail. It was a bit swelly at first, but the swell died down and it was nice and flat and perfect amount of wind, absolutely perfect. It's quite breezy coming in. Another one where it just funnels in from here. So it just funneled in, 15 knots of wind, right up me jacksie, just the same as last time. Anyway, there's a lovely man from the marina, he caught my bow, and a lovely man called Steve on, would you believe it, an Benito Oceanus 31 next door. This one here. So it's my twin sister. So yeah, we're in. Just going to go and go up to the office now. Not too sure whether I'm going to want one night or two. I'm going to pay for one. I'm going to wake up in the morning and see how I feel, because I don't know if I'm going to be too tired. It's a nice southerly wind tomorrow, and yeah, it's almost too good to not use. But yeah, see how I feel, and then I might stay here tomorrow if I'm tired, or I might go to Lyme Regis, pick up a boy, or I might even try and make for Portland. But I haven't looked at the tides yet, and everything changes quite dramatically. I'm not too sure where and when, but they do. But we've got a good couple of days more of really lovely weather. But yes, I'm just going to have a look at the tides and see how I feel tomorrow. Morning all, it is Tuesday, with me, just been eating my toast, 27th of August, and we're in Brixham. We got to Brixham yesterday, and we're going to do a big one today. We're going to go to Portland, which is about 55 miles, and we need to do it quite quickly, obviously, for getting to Portland Bill. So the tide doesn't start running here until 11 o'clock in the morning, but if I leave at 11 o'clock in the morning, then I'm going to have the tide against me when I get to Portland Bill. So I'm going to go on the outside route, not the inside route, because even leaving at the crack of dawn this morning and punching all the tide here, I'd still be lucky to get there on the inside route. So it's just not worth it. So I'm going to leave in a minute. It's about 8 o'clock, so I'm going to move in a minute. So I'll be punching about 3 hours of tide, but we're just coming down to Neeps, so hopefully it shouldn't be too much. And then also the other thing is that we've got a southerly wind today, and at the moment and for the next good few hours it'll be a 4, possibly up to a 5. And then in the early afternoon it's going down, and it will be going down to a 3. So I need to make about I need to average 6 knots, because I need to get to the bottom of Portland Bill by 4:30, 4:45, at the turning of the tide, slack water, and then I'll have just an hour of tide ish against me, a little bit, just to get into Portland. I think it's quite complicated. It's quite complicated. I sat there for an hour last night with my ordinary tide tables, which is these ones, and then the ones that give you the Portland Bill ones in the almanac. So yeah, it's all quite complicated, but anyway, I hope I've got it right today. Only time will tell. I'll show you the weather and the route. So this is the route that we're going to take. So literally we're going to come out of Brixham, and then we're going to go in a straight line. The tide tends to sort of curve around, but we're going to do our straight line. And then when we get to Portland Bill, I'm not going to take the inside route. I won't be there in time, I don't think. And we're going to go the outside route. So I want to get to about here, slack water. There is no such thing as slack water around Portland Bill, but 4:45, that's when the tide changes. So I want to be round there about 4:45, and then we shouldn't have too much when we're coming across into Portland Harbour. So yeah, that's the plan. We're all booked into Portland Harbour for tonight, and I'll just show you the weather. So this is the bay that we're going to be crossing. So Here we are at Brixham, and as we go across, you can see we've got a nice lot of southerly wind going across, and then about 2 o'clock it's going to start coming down to about 3. So I need to be averaging 6 knots, so that's why I'm going to go a bit earlier, and then hopefully we should be in about 6:30, I think, but by that time we're really not going to have a lot of wind to help us, but hopefully not a lot of wind to hinder us around the Portland Bill. So yeah, see how today goes. That's it, we're on our way out of Brixham. So goodbye Brixham. It was short but sweet. I did have a holiday here 44 years ago with my family, and it's very, very different, very different. Jo's taking it easy. Flo's in her element. We've gone full steam ahead today. All the sails up, so we've been heeled over a little bit, which has made Jo's life a bit more difficult, making the tea and the bacon rolls. But yeah, it's 20 to 2. 20 to 2? Yeah, 1:45, and I can see Portland in the distance. I think you can see it's a bit too hazy. But anyway, I've spotted Portland. We're going to give it a nice wide berth, and we've made our 6 knots on average. So yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Can't really ask for better conditions. It's been relatively flat, very little swell. Wind on the beam, about sort of 10 knots consistently all the way over, and tied up our bum now from when we're about 11 o'clock. So yeah, not complaining. We've just entered Portland Harbour, but it's absolutely massive. I think it's over a mile till we get to the marina. That's it, we're in, we're on. Really nice marina, really easy to enter, and I'm on a linear pontoon, and a lovely young chap called Will from the office came and helped me. So yeah, we got in, what's the time now? About an hour ago. So it was about 8.5 hours, 9 hours, 9.5. Yeah, 9, just over 9, just over 9, I think. Yeah, 55 miles. So yeah, not too bad. We did the average of 6 knots, and it worked out really well. So leaving that little bit early, punching a little tiny bit of tide, half a knot of tide, that's all we had against us to begin with for the first 3 hours. Then we picked up the tide, and then coming round, we skirted around the outside of the Bill and the Shambles, but we had tide all the way into the marina. So that worked out really well. I'm chuffed to bits with today. And Flo, of course, was magnificent. She was in her element. She really was. Those are perfect conditions for her. Yeah, so yeah, absolutely superb. I'm going to go and see if the there's a pub here, and I think it's Guinness o'clock.